Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on the Pathfinder Lost Omens Shining Kingdoms poster map archive. Before I get into the video, this was sent to me by Paizo for the purposes of doing some reviews and videos on, so I do want to thank them for sending this my way. However, as is always the case with these types of videos, they are not scripting or pre-screening the video, and the opinions that I share are 100% completely and totally my own. So the Shining Kingdoms poster map archive is a companion piece to the Shining Kingdoms Lost Omens book, which also recently came out. So the Lost Omens series of books, they're the ones that are identified by these blue spines. So you can see there, like the blue Pathfinder and the blue Pathfinder logo at the bottom there. The Lost Omens books are their world-building books. So a lot of their other releases, like Secrets of Magic, Dark Archive, Treasure Vault, all those books are essentially more mechanically focused. So they will have either like new classes or new class options, or they'll have some sort of new mechanic that they'll add to the game. Whereas the Lost Omens books will be filled with player character options like archetypes or new feats or new equipment and things along those lines, but it's really meant to flesh out the campaign world that the Pathfinder game takes place in. And the Shining Kingdoms one is a little bit near and dear to my heart because my most recent Pathfinder game actually started in this region, because the Crown of the Kobold King storyline takes place in the Shining Kingdoms, with Falcon's Hollow and Droskar's Crucible, and even things like the Five Kings Mountain, which was something I was going to move on to later on, except for the fact that the Starfinder playtest came out, and I really wanted to try that out, so I kind of shifted gears there. But yeah, this is a really fantastic book, campaign setting books. I really love the Pathfinder Lost Omens campaign setting information, like Shining Kingdoms. You've also got the Impossible Lands. You've also got the Magwani Expanse. So they've got all kinds of... There's a book dedicated to just the city of Absalom. There's some really great books there, but the thing that they do well with their campaign settings is they give you enough detail and information to make the area feel like real and lived in, but they don't inundate you with so much that you feel like you can't tell your own custom stories in there. So they do a really good job of setting the stage, but letting you take complete control and run the types of games that you want to. There's other settings that I absolutely adore, but they are really steeped in, decades of official canon and stuff like that. That's a bit hard to move away from. So I think with the Pathfinder ones, they really do kind of walk that fine line of giving you lots of detailed information, but enough, or leave it vague enough that you can still do whatever you want with it. And I think that's a really good balance. Anyway, we're not here to talk about this book, though. We are here to talk about this map folio, or map archive, I should say. And taking a look here, this actually does come in a box, which we'll talk about here in a moment. This does retail for $34.99 US dollars. I don't know what the Canadian price would be, but I would say it'd probably be around 45 or 44.99 Canadian. It's usually about $10 more for some of these types of releases. And what you get in here, you'll find 7 double-sided full-color poster maps. And the maps depict the 6 nations of the Shining Kingdoms region, as well as a detailed map of the entire region here. So we'll take a look at that. I'll try to get these out on the table and see just how much I can capture on video here. But I will say, like, right off the bat, I'm really impressed with the fact that this comes in a box. I think that's going to be really nice and sturdy. It'll go on the shelf well. And by contrast, a lot of these types of map products, like archives or folios or whatever you want to call them, collections, they tend to come in things like this one here. So this is the Lost Omens, the City of Lost Omens. This is like the Absalom map set there. And this comes in just like a folder, or like just a paper sleeve. Some of them will come with like paper folders, but I find with the paper ones, they tend to get like creased or folded or bent, just because there's other stuff on the shelf, like not doing anything rough with them, but just the fact that if you take a map out and you put it back on your shelf, if a book ends up leaning on it, then it can cause sort of creasing, and it's just a little bit on the flimsy side. So the fact that this actually comes in a nice sturdy a nice sturdy box. I'm already like pretty happy with that. So presentation wise and production quality wise, I think they did a really good job putting this like I said, just in a box, so it's a little bit sturdier than just your paper sleeve or your paper folder. So let's go ahead and get this ripped open here. And then we'll put that away. Alright, so inside, just pretty, basic plain stuff on the inside of the boxes, nothing fancy there. But we've got our maps. So let's just go ahead and we'll set this stuff off to the side as well. I'll probably have to tilt the camera up a little bit. But let's go through and see just what we've got. So, well, like I said, we'll tilt that up a little bit. Like I said, I don't think I'll be able to get the entire map on camera here. My tripod's as high up as it can possibly go. Well, actually, you know what? Do these fold? Oh. Okay, no, I think I should be able to. I thought these were going to fold out to be a lot bigger than they are. But yeah, you can actually... So these are the full-size maps, which is actually, again, kind of nice and kind of convenient because I run from my kitchen table, and if I need to draw attention to a map, then I've got this, which is really cool. So this is the Shining Kingdoms. This is the entire region there. And where is... I don't think they're going to have Falcon's Hollow on here specifically. But I'm just trying to see if... So there's almost... Oh, the Dark Moon Vale. Okay, that's where it took place. Oh, Falcon's Hollow. It's right there. Droskar's Crucible. So yeah, those callbacks to the Crown of the Kobold King, they are on the map, which is really cool. So yeah, these are really greatly sized. Like, a lot of the poster maps will fold out to be, bigger than this. But this would be great because you can set this on the table with everybody with their books and stuff around it, and they'd still be able to kind of see. So this looks like it's the non-labeled version of the map, so if you wanted to have that out instead for like the players. But on the other side, we've just got everything there, the major roads and cities and settlements and points of interest. So that is really cool. So I'm actually really kind of blown away by this. I was expecting these to be a lot bigger and a little more unwieldy. Alright, so on this map we have Taldor, with the capital of Opara. Again, I hope I'm saying these right. They're made-up fantasy names, so my default is to try to sound them out phonetically. People get really offended sometimes if you mispronounce a fantasy name, which it's a game, it's a hobby. Let's kind of chill out a little bit, but I hope I'm saying that right. I do try. So yeah, that's the capital there. So we got the Taldor region. And on the other side, we've got its capital city. So again, that's really cool. So we have the region on one side of the map, and then we've got its capital city on the other side, or at least for this particular map. But I'm pretty sure that'll be the pattern. So let's move on to the next one here. Alright, so here we've got Kyonin. So there is the full region map on one side. And then we've got its capital city on the other, which, again, very different portion of the Shining Kingdoms. I can't remember if the gate played into the Age of Ashes storyline. Had a bunch of different like elven gates that you would jump through over the course of the campaign. I can't remember if that was one of them or not. It was kind of the campaign that introduced you to like the Pathfinder world, so you were going to a lot of different locations. All right, what do we got here? So this is Galt. And Asarn is that looks like the capital city there. Dread Dungeons. And there we go. So again, it's really cool. I like this. I do like this approach of having the region on one side, and then the capital city on the other side, sort of a logical base of operations for the player characters. So here's the Five Kings Mountains, which is like literally the mountain range. And we got High Helm, which they also have a setting book for the Lost Omens series of books as well. So on the other side, oh, this actually doesn't have High Helm. So what's this one here? There's Droskar's Crucible from the okay, Larid. So yeah, the Droskar's Crucibles from the Karn of the Kobold King. Okay, so I guess this is a bit of a smaller settlement. But yeah, still pretty cool nonetheless. So not the capital city on this one, but again, High Helm has its own dedicated campaign setting book, so I can see them, using the map for something else or something a little more manageable. Because High Helm is quite large. And then we've got Druma. I'm assuming Curse is on the other side there, but let's take a look and see. So again, we got the region map there. Cutter's Holdout. And yeah, we got Curse. Okay. The Farm Market, Sublime Square, Cerulean Docks, sorry. Yeah, really cool. And then we have Andoran, or Andoran. Let's make sure that all shows up on frame there. Alright, so there is Almos, there's the Darkmoon Vale, there's Falcon's Hollow. It's cool that that's on there. So Almos should be the map that's depicted on the other side. So again, this is where my Pathfinder game had sort of started. It's kind of cool to have that represented here. And then we have Almos on the other side. The Well of Gorum, which might need to be renamed. Almos University, the Golden Cathedral, Mugget, the Theater District. Yeah, really, really cool. So that was a look at the maps themselves. So going to, I guess get the box back out here. So as far as the full my review would go for this is a really cool product, but it is something that is very much tied to spending our time in one particular region. Now, if the Shining Kingdoms is your favorite aspect of the world of Golarion, then this is absolutely incredible to have at your gaming tables. The maps are really well, perfectly sized to fit on a table, which still allows people the space they need to have their books, their dice, their character sheets, and all that stuff available, at least for the old schoolers that still have everything on physical character sheets and not just on their phones, which is fine. People do that. That's cool. But yeah, the maps are really well sized. But I mean, this is tied to one very specific region of the world of Golarion. So if you're not running games in the Shining Kingdoms, or if it's not the part of the campaign setting that you are that's your preference, then I do understand that this is probably not going to be for you. But as far as if you are going to be running campaigns in the Shining Kingdoms, if you picked up the setting book and you want to start running or designing campaigns there, this is a really useful tool to have. And the quality is incredible. Like I said, the box is nice and sturdy there. It'll go on a shelf really, really well. I don't have to worry about if something ends up pressing against it. and causing it to crease or fold or dent or anything like that. So I think they did a really good job with this particular accessory. And I would love to see them do something like this for just like the world of Galarian in general. Just to have a collection, an archive of maps for sort of the different major regions. And you could do something very similar. Like you could have, a map of like an important city on one side and the region on the other, and that would be an absolutely fantastic buy. So really, really great product, really well put together, really, sturdy construction. The maps are really, very visually interesting to look at. They're beautiful maps. They're sized great. They do a lot of things really, really well. The only thing holding this back from being something I would recommend for everybody getting into Pathfinder is that it is tied to the one specific region. But if you are a Shining Kingdoms fan, like it's kind of my default favorite portion of the world of Galarian there, then like for me, this is an absolute no-brainer. If you're running games in the Shining Kingdoms, this is an absolutely fantastic product to have. And I hope that they use this as a template for other map folders or archives going forward. Again, a really cool one would just be for like the world of Galarian in general. I think that would be a really great next step for this, because this is a winning template, this is a winning formula. And if they do these for the other setting books as well, that's totally cool as well. But it'd be great to also have one for the world. But again, if you're running Shining Kingdoms, this is an absolutely fantastic and high quality accessory. So I'd recommend it for that. And there we go. So that was my thoughts on the Shining Kingdoms poster map archive. Let me know in the comments below. Are you running your games in the Shining Kingdoms? Have you gone through Crown of the Kobold King? Do you design your own campaigns in that region? Have you been to High Helm or any of those other locations? Let me know that in the comments. Anyway, thank you once again to Paizo for sending this my way. I do truly appreciate it. And I want to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. It really does mean the world to me. So until next time, take care.